Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is up? The King of Lightning here today, as usual, bringing you guys Toriko. The godliness, the beastliness that is forever. Now, this chapter, fairly simple, but if you haven't seen it yet, the live reaction in this corner right here, that is my right, your left, click on this annotation, it will take you to the live reaction, watch that first, then come back to me. Now, this chapter of Toriko is simple, but there is a huge character reveal, and I do want to say that I read it on manga stream first, but beforehand, when I did my live reaction, it was on Batoto, and I think in comparison to Batoto, the manga stream translation was clearer, and things were a lot more obvious, as opposed to being a lot more questionable. So let me first start by saying, well, and this may have been my bad. No, this is actually probably my bad. Because I think on Batoto, it clearly said chief, but I interpreted it as chef. So Rin is, she's the chief of what I forget exactly. But the point here is that, of the IGL, I think. But either way, Rin is the chief, because she took over Mansum's spot, because Mansum, I think, is now president. Because you have, well, Ichiryu died. Shigematsu, he got that Mugen treatment. And Umen, this guy's in the fucking wind. So, obviously, there was no one among the top tier guys to take over as president but Mansum. So, Mansum, I think, is now president of the IGL. I'm pretty sure. I'm not too sure about that, but I'm pretty sure. And Rin took over as chief. So, that was my bad on the translation. So, she's not a chef. She's not rocking Komatsu's skill, and she's not doing food on her cuts. No. She is chief. Now, when it comes to the group of people that are following Toriko, Komatsu, and company, you have Chinchin, you have Aimaru, Takamaru, Nono, so on and so forth. Life Bearer, they're basically there for backup, right? That it was stated in the manga stream. They're there for backup to assist Toriko Company in their endeavors as they transverse the gourmet world. Now, backup, I'm pretty sure, fighting against Neo, because right now, the Gourmet Corps, the Bushoku Kai, they're just chilling, waiting on Midori's orders. Or maybe once they eat some air, they're gonna get revitalized, and then all of a sudden you're gonna see like Midori, and behind him fucking Stallion, like, yo, sword at hand, like, it's time to go, it's time to fly, sir. Like, yes, we shall fly high, my comrades, like some shit like that. Yeah, I'm like Midori, but he is getting the air from Tengu Brunchy, obviously. Sea Mountain, fucking sea. That is the first time I've ever seen a sea mountain, and it's a fucking abyss. Like, it's crazy. Either way, so the next thing. The Blue Nitro that was of major focus in this chapter, he is paired. The one that Toriko and Komatsu saw in the Ozone Herb Garden, he is paired. Now, this brings into question Akasha's full course and where the names come from. Because I think if you exclude the hors d'oeuvre, I'm not too sure, but if you exclude the hors d'oeuvre, the number of Blue Nitro that were sitting at that round table in the dining planet matches the number of the full course items. So that would mean that there is a Blue Nitro called Air, News, Another, Earth, Atom, Gold. So that's very possible. I'm not too sure on that 100%, but I think the number does. They do match up. So that would mean that when it comes to the Blue Nitro, each of them has conquered like one continent. Or conquered, no. They haven't conquered shit. Alright? The 8 kings, they conquer shit. But it's the Blue Nitro that coincides with the ingredient that they found in that particular continent. So because the pair, Blue Nitro, he met Akasha in Area 7, And the ingredient that they're trying to find in Area 7 is pear. So that was his doing. So we can assume that a Blue Nitro at one point went to, let's say it was the old chick. The old chick, Blue Nitro, maybe she went to Area 8, she conquered it, or she was able to actually cook air, therefore she named it air. Acacia called it air. So, because it is stated that Acacia, or it's stated and it's shown throughout history that he got help from the Blue Nitro. He got assistance from them. So, obviously, we can make that deduction with some confidence at this point in time. Now, that could change later on, I'm not too sure. But as far as we know, among those Blue Nitro, the only name that we know is pear out of all 8 or 9 of them. Now, the last part I want to talk about, because obviously, like, they're talking about the book and how maybe Komatsu, he read the instructions of how to cook air from that book, and they're not too sure about it, which means that the Blue Nitro themselves are not that familiar with that book, even though they have. It's strongly hinted now that they were the ones who found these uber ingredients. They found Acacia's full course, or they helped them do so. The fact of the matter here is that they are not that well versed with that particular book. However, the older one, like the older male one, he talks about how, well, it's not a big deal because the solar eclipse is soon on the way. That's huge, obviously, because that's when everything changes. That's when the game changes. That's when gold appears. So, my thing here is whether or not the solar eclipse, because the solar eclipse with Toriko, it's weird. It's like a period. It's not like a one time. Well, not one time, but it's not like a. Okay, let me put it like this. When a solar eclipse occurs on this planet Earth, it occurs in like a particular area. Like, for example, you may see a solar eclipse in New York, but it's not happening in like California, obviously. But the way it is in Toriko, it looks like the sun itself is completely blocked out from like the entirety of the planet, which will then harken back to that old legend that Acacia told Midora about the fucking Demon King, and he's eating the fucking sun. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I would like to get some clarifications as to what is actually occurring with the solar eclipse. Because if, in fact, the solar eclipse is, like, let's say that it's somehow only shadowing the gourmet world. Like, not like the human world is still, like, normal, but the gourmet world is covered in eclipse. Like, how will that work exactly? Like, it doesn't match the planet's structure. It doesn't match that spherical shape. So, there's something going on there. There's something specific going on there with the sun and Demon King. I don't know. But I remembered that that's a key part of, what intrigues me about the solar eclipse. And finally, Toriko Company, they're at the top of 1G Mountain. So basically, they're walking around in 100 times gravity quite easily by controlling all the bodies in their, all the cells in their body. And, like 400 times gravity training, no. They have that shit on lock with complete full body cell control. 6 trillion cells. All have the same prerogative. They're good to go. Now, Bambina. Ring! Taking a page out of Masty Masculine's book. Lucha Libre over here. And, I mean, it was just cool. It was just cool. See, I mean, what the fuck is Bambina gonna do? Someone's getting a figure 4. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh my god. Bambina at the top of the rope. Yeah, elbow. I cannot wait to see what Bambina's gonna do. Alright? Oh my god. Someone's getting dropkicked out of fucking orbit. Like, that's what's happening. So, RKO's for life with this guy. And whether or not Toriko and Sunny and company can actually keep up with Bambina when he's messing around is gonna be a clear indication of how much they've actually grown. Because if they can somehow, because listen, My assumption is that in order for them to attain pair, they're gonna do some like Ric Flair shit, just mad dirty shit on the knees, yeah, low blows, just grab pair, yeah, and run the fuck away. Listen, there's no other way you can get paired. You have to pull some Ric Flair shit. You got to be extremely fucking dirty. So, hey man, all I'm saying is that it's gonna be quite the experience. I'm stoked. I'm actually very happy to see what is occurring here, and that's it. I mean, again, when it comes to this arc, my main issue is the fact that we are not slowing down. I would have liked to see the other 3 masters. Let me be real here. I was hoping that Zebra would be a character of primary focus, and this time around, it looks like it's specifically the entirety of the group. It's not just Toriko who's of primary focus. It's everybody as a whole. I mean, honestly, you could argue Sunny, because Sunny, he did have that moment where it was only him who was seemingly alive when Bambina sneezed away the landscape. But I don't know, like for me, we need some genuine individual characterization for the other members of the Heavenly Kings, as opposed to Toriko. But either way, overall chapter rating, I'm going to give it a good plus, and I will see you guys later. Rate the video, comment, subscribe. Have a nice one.